Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Animaking 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 12 of What If Naruto Got His Memory Sealed Away. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Animaking and Animaking 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Animaking family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last part we left off, Naruto was supposed to do the execution, as he created a clone to go back, saying that just because he was going to get rightful justice, he didn't want the people of Kumo to hate him even more. As Naruto was shot the information that he got from his clone, that's Samui and Karu. The both of them seemed to like him. Judging from his past experience with girls at Konoha, it was bad, so coming here and seeing those girls like him, was he that cool? And also later that day, Yujito came to him, acting all friendly because she wanted to know him, as she told him he could come and find her anytime. After that got over with, Naruto was back in the room, as Kurama told him to go and meet up with one of the girls, seeing that his entire group is at Sachi's fest. Despite it being a team, Kurama still didn't like it, as Naruto really didn't want to go anywhere today, he just wanted to rest. But Kurama started singing in his head and would not stop. The time fly past really quickly, as Naruto got to spend time with Killer Bee, Yujito, Samui, and Karu. And Naruto found out that Karu and Amoy, they were a family. Well, he could see that. And he found out that Killer Bee was not just a weirdo as he thought, he was actually a cool guy. So after the time came Naruto to say goodbye to them one-on-one. After saying his goodbye, Naruto left Kumo with his squad. Returning back to Konoha, they gave their mission report to Tsunade, as Naruto was told to stay behind. After staying behind, he told her that he nearly got assassinated. She was angry, as she wanted to know who the hell tried to do that, and wanted to know if Kumo was behind it, but Naruto calmed her down and explained, as she told that he could go and get some rest, and be off missions for a while. And once Jiraiya returns, she will inform him, and with that Naruto left. Arriving at his apartment, Teiwai was there, as she chose the apartment complex right next to him. She doesn't really know anyone here and most people doesn't like her, so she rather stay close to him. The next morning, Naruto went out to train. Training in the forest area, Naruto faced off against thousands of spiders, even going deep into the spider's nest. As Guy's team was sent on a C-rank mission because of the loud noises they heard from the Forest of Death, as he thought it was Anko, but she was in the village eating dango. Arriving at the site where a lot of Naruto clones were, the clones informed Guy that Naruto was in the spider nest. Guy was a bit freaked out, as he know those spiders and know how vicious and scary they were. Some of them can even kill a full-fledged ninja. So him and his team speed inside of there. The group was beyond shocked when they saw the level of the spiders that Naruto sliced in half. It was large. As Naruto decided they shouldn't be here. He wanted to push himself and actually face off against something that could kill him. But them being here now just complicate things because they draw the entire squad to them. As Neji looked around his Byakugan, and yes, Naruto was right, they were surrounded by all angles. The spiders looked at them with menacing looks. They will have to fight their way out of here. So yeah guys, that was basically the last point left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So, what is we begin this new episode? Ten pulled two kunais as she gripped them, but Naruto held on to her hand. What are you doing? She asks. Well, that's not gonna work. You're just gonna piss them off with kunais. You're gonna need something a lot bigger than that. As Naruto looked around, God, I just realized something. You're a team that specializes in taijutsu, no long range or affinity. Lee blinked in confusion. Will taijutsu not work on them, Naruto? He asked. Well, if you can generate enough forces crush the exoskeleton you can. But you don't really want to stay up close with them. You have to smash them in one shot. Guy shot Naruto a shiny smile. Naruto, it's time to show you what good old hard work can do. Lee and I will have no trouble dealing with these spiders or taijutsu. Neji, what about you? Neji stood in his Jayuken stance. If they have a chakra system, I will kill them, he said, which they do. As Naruto turned towards Tenten who unsealed a large battle axe. I'm ready, she said. Naruto blinked. Tenten used an axe? That's awesome, he said. The first spider, because Naruto's back was turned, leaped at him. But Naruto smirked as he flipped around and swung his blade. A wing slashed off the tip, removed the spider's head as his body dropped a thud. It was then it began. The spiders started to rain down on them. Let's get one thing straight, Naruto said. I'm not trapped in here with you guys. You're trapped in here with me. Summoning two clones, one of them grabbed his hand and thrust him in the air. As Naruto thrust his blade forward, stabbing into one of the spider's head. As he quickly brought himself up with a Rasengan, smashed it right into the spider's face and pulled his blade out. The other spider came as Naruto put his blade under his hand. A large winged blade extended from it, piercing right through the spider's skull. As Naruto then thrust his blade downwards, the clone caught it and spin around with it, adding wind chakra to it, and thrust it back as Naruto tilted his head, as the two spiders behind him got stabbed right through the skull. As the spider was falling, Naruto grabbed his blade out of it. As he looked down to see the others engaging in battle. Neji was really having a problem keeping the spider off of him. He would use rotations whenever there was too much of them. But he found it hard to finish them off. They had so many points in their legs, it would take long to incapacitate even one of it. But when he was ready to hit them somewhere vital, they would dodge. Wind release, divine fist of the wind god. To Neji's shock, two spiders were sent flying. One of them hitting the tree with so much force, the thing was turned into a bloody scene. As the tree fell over as well, the other one sent crashing into a large boulder that fell over on it, crushing it. As Naruto landed right beside Neji. As Neji turned to the one remaining spider, Naruto, I can finish this one off. Go help Tenten or Lee. As Naruto nodded and flashed away, the spider rushed at Neji as Neji stayed perfectly calm. As soon as the spider was close enough, Neji dropped right on its back. As the spider was building up too much momentum to stop right now, striking it right under his belly at vital points. As the spider fly right off of him. As it then collapsed over, shaking a bit, before dying. As Neji smirked to himself, before going off. Tenten wasn't having a hard time. Each swing from her axe took out something large. Well, that was good because the axe was heavy as hell. As Naruto was beside her in a pile of 4 to 5 spiders, so I guess you're doing good for the time being. As Tenten was leaning on the handle of her axe. I was scared at first, but these spiders are kind of weak. But it's a number, she said. As Naruto stood there, as he was watching out for her until she regained her breath. Yeah, they're pretty ruthless, and they just keep on coming no matter how weak they are. Hell, I make a game out of counting them as I kill them. Huh? So what's the highest you've ever gotten, she asks. Well, earlier today I started. Yeah, I don't remember how much exactly, but I know I was in the 200s. Tenten jaw dropped. Wait, 200 of these things? There are that many that you can even kill 200 and still worry about us attracting them to you? As they look and see Neji coming to their side. The three of them then turn to see Guy and Lee. Yosh, Guy Sensei, who know that this mission would turn into such an splendid battle. For Naruto to seek out a challenge such as this, I have truly chosen my eternal rival. As Lee ducked under the spider web, as he launched himself, leave great whirlwind, he said, as he smashed the spiders in a nearby tree. As Guy brought his foot down and cracked one of the spider's head with an ox kick. Lee, use this as an exercise. Naruto-kun, how many of these creatures did you fell? You mean since you guys shown up or since noon? Because that's when I started. I believe in my lead. Let's go with this afternoon. Guy Sensei, Tenten said. Naruto said that he killed around 200 of them since he got in here. As Guy stood frozen for a second, until he turned to Naruto with flaming eyes. Such a youthful comeback day. Lee, in order to defeat your eternal rival, you have to defeat more than 200 of these 8-legged creatures. Yes, Guy Sensei, and if I can't do that, I'll do 500 push-ups on my fingers. With one last battle cry, Lee ran into an era where the spiders are waiting for an ambush. As Naruto watched as Lee ripped into the spiders, hands and legs, tearing them apart. Hey, you know that we need to get out of here, right? The more you kill, the more show up. If it was that easy, if you could just kill them off too quickly, it would be recommended for ninjas to trade in here. It's actually frowned upon because you can't take them on forever. You will run out of energy before they run out of bodies to throw at you. Kill as you want as we get the hell out of here, Naruto said. But Lee wasn't listening as Naruto rushed over and grabbed Lee by the collar and started to pull him out of there as the others followed behind. As they were going through, a large spider came. Dynamic action, said Guy as he lashed out at the creature. As he turned the spider into goo, what is the best course of escape, Guy asked. Alright, Naruto said. Guy Sensei, watch your front, I'll watch your back. Neji, Tenten and Lee, stay between us. Neji, keep your Byakugan on. Tenten, prepare some explosive tags. Take to the trees and narrow down the angle where they can attack from. As all of them leap into the trees. Naruto's knowledge of this place was only second to Uncle, seeing how much time he has been in here. There are a lot behind us, said Neji. As Naruto looked around and stopped. There was something I want to try. Stay back, he said, as he went through hand sign. Wind release. Whirlwind pyramid, he said as he placed hand in X motion. As he then pushed his hands out stiffly. As a massive ball of wind came off him and went straight at the spiders. They howled out in pain and agony as their legs were sliced off, piece of their heads gone. Their body were just looking like mess and goo everywhere and chunks. As the jutsu faded after ripping through the trees behind them, as Team Guy was pretty stunned by that, but they wanted to live so they couldn't talk about it now. As Naruto turned to run back, he then collapsed on the ground. Naruto-kun, what's wrong, said Lee. Damn those clones. They all exploded at the same time, Naruto said. It's like the worst headache you'll ever get. It seems like they really took my words to heart and wait until there was nothing left. As Lee gave Naruto a helping hand as Naruto got back up. Half an hour later, they all collapsed outside of the gates of the Forest of Death. As Naruto started to chuckle, well, that was fun, he said. You guys alright? As Guy looked back at the Forest of Death, we're alright. Naruto-kun, what was the inspiration of going so far to the Forest of Death? You know how dangerous that place is. Of course I do, Naruto said. That is why I went in here. I'm trained to kill my opponents, Guy Sensei, not defeat them. I need to be ready to end their life whenever it's necessary. And since no one's gonna miss those spiders, I went in there. And also, it's amazing, good battle experience. We noticed, all of them said. Hey, but wait a minute. What are you guys doing in there? See that me and Anko are the ones mostly in there, but even she don't go that far. Oh, we had a mission to go into the Forest of Death and find out where all the noise is coming from. Oh, then mission complete, Naruto said, because you're looking at the noise. I made tons of clones and had them work on different stuff. Pretty cool, huh? While I handle the physical stuff, they can handle like chakra control and ninjutsu. So, while you go and get your battle experience, strength and speed, they do things like ninjutsus for you and pass the memories to you, said Neji. Indeed, Naruto said. Lee then ran up to Naruto. You have inspired me, Naruto-kun. I challenge you to a friendly spar. Lee, it's almost midnight, Naruto said. I spent the last 12 hours fighting life and death battle with spiders. You're all exhausted as well. And, by the way, how many spiders did you kill? Lee, eyes wide as he hit the ground as he started to do push-ups with his fingers. You have bested me this time, Naruto-kun, he said. And if I can't complete these push-ups, but Naruto didn't wait and stay as he walked off with Tenten and Lee, as Guy gave Lee encouraging words to do his push-ups. And that is how you handle that, Naruto said to Neji. I don't see why you and Kakashi were bent out of shape when it comes to those two. The trick is to just beat him once at a challenge, and then he's gonna do all those self-given punishment and you won't have to deal with him for a while. As Neji's eyes widened, he never thought that when he defeated Lee in their spars, he would leave him alone and give himself self-punishment, and he could just disappear and hide for a few days. and be in perfect calm. As Naruto and Tenten burst out laughing on the look of Neji's face. Well, on the flip side of that, you two have to see him tomorrow and deal with him how he's gonna talk about defeating me and all that. But he has to track me down and find me first if he wants to challenge me. Yeah, being Lee's rival, it spares me a lot of those creepy sunset genjutsu that him and Guy always did. As Tenten realized that Naruto's probably only see it twice. First at the Chunin exams and when they got to get his sword, but other than that, not so many. Well, speaking of them, they went through it a lot, and it was hell. Even Neji was looking at Naruto away. I can see that both of you have something to say. Why don't you go ahead and... Naruto couldn't get finished a sentence, as the points in his legs were shut off. The next thing he knew, Tenten was pulling him, along with Neji. Hey, what the hell are you guys doing? Naruto said, as they brought him straight over to Guy and Lee, and dropped him right at Guy's feet. As Tenten smiled. Guy-sensei, she said. Naruto was just telling me and Neji that he thought he needed more youth. After all of the youth that he exuded in his mission and his training today, he's low on youth. As Neji nodded in agreement. Nah, that's too stupid. There is no way they're gonna fall for that, Naruto said to her. But Tenten kept on smiling. I'll see you when my team meets up tomorrow, Naruto-kun, she said, as she started to walk off along with Neji. As Naruto turned to see Lee and Guy crying. Do not worry, Naruto-kun. I am always having time for comrades who need youth, Guy said. Yes, if need be, Guy Sensei and I will stay up all night with you to make sure your fire of youth is replenished. As Naruto turned back to Neji and Tenten walking off. I hope the both of you enjoy this, he said, because I'm gonna get my revenge. He never got their responses as Guy and Lee dragged him to their training ground. Naruto-kun, to begin, to get back your flame of youth, I want 1,000 kicks and 1,000 punches with each leg and each hand. After that, we will go for a vigorating run around Konoha 10 times. As Naruto cries and screams could be heard through the night, and especially with that genjutsu that made him want to claw his eyes out. But they made him watch and he just couldn't look away. It was just so horrible. He was going to make those two pay for putting him in this kind of condition. As he screamed down Tenten and Neji. Time skip. After doing 2 months of C rank missions with a team, Naruto was given his final B rank missions as he was sent to the land of Moon. Tsunade wasn't forthcoming with the information. All she told him was that he had to meet up with a contact. And besides, why would she try to kill him off? Well, he did not give her enough of a stake when Gamabunta arrived. Nah, she would do that to him, he thought to himself. As Naruto was finally happy to go on a solo mission, after coming back from Kumo, he's been on C rank missions with taking care of bandits, delivering escorts, and all of them were really boring, seeing that he had an entire team to help him out. And Naruto really missed the action. Upon entering the bar, Naruto had to stop and check if he made a mistake, but it wasn't. This was the only bar in the town. Because the reason, the first thing he heard when he entered the bar was the laugh. The laugh which he was truly familiar with, as he saw the spiky white hair. Whoa, slow down ladies. There is enough of the great Jiraiya to go around. As Jiraiya was surrounded by a lot of women. As Naruto simply walked past Jiraiya and sit down in the bar stool. As he pulled off his hood, the man looked at him. We don't sell minors, kid. I know your country has a hidden village, so you should know better, Naruto said. As he pointed his headband. 1 bottle of sake, please. Whatever brand you think a kid should be drinking. A kid shouldn't be drinking at all. The man says he turned to get Naruto to drink. So what's a Konoha ninja doing here? Oh, I'm on vacation. As he poured Naruto his first cup, kid, you're in the wrong place for a vacation. There are no resorts or attractions around here. As Naruto started to sip his drink, let's just say I find the charm of the countryside more appeasing than the beaches. The man chuckled. You're a really strange kid. What kind of kid doesn't like the beach? This one right here, Naruto said. As a hand then placed on Naruto's shoulder, stopping the man and Naruto conversation. Erosenin, what are you doing all the way out here? Jiraiya sit down and smiled. What? Kid, you don't think that it's a random coincidence that me and you met out here, in a random bar, out in the blue, right? Maybe it's because Bachan told me that you'll be calling to work with me after a few months, and the deadline is really close. Add on to that, she told me she would clear me of some missions for a while, and she sent me here now. And here I come running to you when I'm supposed to meet a Konoha contact. You drink, kid? Said Jiraiya. Well, I had my drink with Kamabunta. And yeah, I like the stuff. Well, I don't go crazy overboard like you and Bachan. I take offense to that, kid, said Jiraiya, as he asked for a cup and started to pour. So what have you been doing since the last time I saw you? I've been just training. I don't know what to say. I've been working on how to regain my jutsus and stronger my wind affinity. I never found out how to go further with it, so I've just been cutting tons of leaf with my shadow clones, since whatever they learn, I learn. So, how far can you go with you know what right now? As Naruto raised 3 fingers. Impressive. You weren't supposed to learn that much already yet, said Jiraiya. I have to unlock a bit of your seal for you to go any further, but I'm surprised because you shouldn't be able to draw that much already. Naruto frowned a bit. Every other Jinjutsu out there can wipe the floor with me. I never said that in Konoha, but it's true. I went to Kumo. Both of your Jinjutsu have absolute control. Like Gaara did, but without the crazy, absolute control of their demon. And even with Gaara, if I had tried to match his raw power, I would have lost. Jiraiya stroked his chin. I'll loosen your seal and have you work with that. Maybe you'll have an easier time to work with the Fox Chakra. Well then, let's go do this already, Naruto said as he picked up the bottle of sake. Akatsuki isn't going to wait for me to get stronger. And is that all we're going to work on? No, you've obviously been joined on the Kyuubi's chakra, and you've been experimenting on it the way you talk. So I don't need to work that hard on that. You can make Rasengan already. Speaking of Rasengan, if you can get to your training rather quickly, I'll tell you something about the Rasengan differently. So then, what are we gonna do, Naruto asks? Well, you needed to know the next step to further your wind manipulation, don't you? Well, I'll show you what to do to work on that. You started on it when you were a kid, right? Yeah, Danzo told me about the splitting leaf exercise a few months before the incident in the Hidden Stone. I still blame you, by the way, Naruto said. Jiraiya's face fell. So you still hate me, kid, he asked. No, not anymore, Naruto said. If there was anything I learned in Root, it's that Konoha come first. If you and the old man thought that I was a threat to the village, I can see why you didn't wait for me to wake up before you act. I don't like it. I'll probably never like it. And I'll always have some spot in me that resent it, but I understand. That is why I can forgive my father as well, Naruto said, as the group was already exiting the town. Jiraiya's eyes widened. You know, he said. Oh, Naruto said the foxy smirk. Snazzy Bacha never told you that I know, did she? Yeah, I know, and I have to say I need to be more open. I mean, it was staring me in the face for the last couple of years, and I needed help to figure it out. You know, kid, Jiraiya said looking down, I was supposed to be your godfather. Oh really? That's cool, but I'm not calling you godfather, still Erosenin. As he realized Jiraiya stopped walking as he turned. What? You're not upset? Or even in denial about that? Asked Jiraiya. Why would I be, even if you were looking for me in Konoha? It would be hard for you to find me and do any godfather things. I went to Danzo when I was 4. I only went back to the apartment sometimes to keep up appearance, so that Hokage would see me. It was like clockwork. It was easy to figure out when he was visiting, and he'd always be there on those days. I'm not gonna be a little punk and complain why did you not come check up on me, because I never asked for you to come and check up on me. And you had your own responsibilities, and I had my own baggage to deal with, and so did you. And I don't want to think about what my life would have been if you had been responsible for me all those years. What would I have been turned out like? So, Jiraiya said, you know about your dad, do you? Are you going to follow in his footsteps? You're already damn talented already. If you're asking whether or not I want to be Hokage, I don't know. Well, it doesn't seem like something I want to do. Huh, you're really different from your other self. Being Hokage was the thing that drove him. He always said that he'll be Hokage and get everyone respect. And that's my point. I'm not like that anymore. I don't really give a damn what those people think about me. If they hate me, go ahead and hate me. But I want their respect in the purest form, not some kind of love from becoming Hokage. They can sneer behind my back and say whatever they want, but when I die, they better recognize that I was the best goddamn ninja. Huh. It's the same way how he's talking when he talk about becoming Hokage, Jiraiya thought. I don't even know if he's know that he's talking like that. As long as my name is still in the ninja books. And a 97-year-old Aruka sensei is in the class, telling the academy students to shut the hell up and learn about the Greek Naruto Uzumaki, I'll be fine. I want the kids of my generation to sit down with their kids and tell us stories about the time Naruto saved their asses. Well, I kind of already did that with Kimimaro at the Bone Cemetery. Well, it's not as big as the Valley of N, but it is big as what anyone has ever done in the last 100 years. How did that crater get there in the first place? Ask Jiraiya. I know the bones are sticking out of it, but the crater, who made that? Was it you? It's a part of the thing I come up with not being able to use that much of the Kyuubi's chakra. It's strong, but it hurts. It cracked every bone in my body afterwards, and the Kyuubi bitch about it. Because he told me not to use it. Jiraiya looked at him. You speak to the Kyuubi, he asked. Yeah, when I was little it was a hard ass. Well, it's still a hard ass. But I can't imagine not having it with me. It's like I was never alone, even when I was. Oh yeah, by the way, you're on the Kyuubi's list of the top 20 people he wants to eat one of these days. Jiraiya blinked in confusion. It has a list of people he wants to eat, and I'm on it? Yeah, you're number 14 when you see me. That really pissed it off. Gigi is number 4 because he gave the order. It said I used to be on it, but I ended up getting off it after I unsealed myself. I know I'm gonna regret this, but who's number 1? It's Minato, right? No, it's actually Madara Uchiha. Minato is number 20, and almost ready to leave the list all entirely. The Kyuubi said that he wants to eat Madara and not even chew. He just wants to swallow him, so he can die a very excruciating slow death. Number 2 is Hoshirama Senju. He said that the tree-hugging bastard can go down the wrong tube, so he can just spit him out and eat him again. As Jiraiya simply shook his head. Come on kid, he said, as they continued to talk and walk down the street. 2 days later. We've been walking for 2 days. Where are we going, Naruto said. As Jiraiya was leading Naruto, and Naruto started to get really irritated. Calm down kid, we're here. Just head past this undergrowth and we will be there. As they kept moving, they heard a roaring sound. It was getting louder and louder. As they pushed through some more, as Naruto's jaw dropped. Whoa, sweet, he said. As Naruto was pleased with his training environment, a river running right through the entire place, the center, cutting it off, with the waterfall streaming down. I thought about bringing you to Taki, but I don't think they would have let you in just so you can mess with your waterfall. So, what exactly am I doing with this thing, Naruto asked, looking at the waterfall. It's very simple. You already know how to split a leaf with your wind chakra. But now you just have to split a waterfall. As Jiraiya looked at Naruto with a small smile, ready to hear his outbursts. But Naruto's face remained blank. As it never came out, it was in. What the hell? Split a goddamn waterfall? Who the hell do you think I am? The second Hokage? Shut the hell up kid, I'm trying to sleep. He said cut it, not to stop it. If you're going to split the waterfall, just split it and leave me the hell alone. I'm sleeping. Oh really? Mister, I can flatten a mountain in the swing of my tails and create tsunamis. Why don't you bring your big chakra conserving ass out here and make me? Huh, I'm not a mister. I am a mass of chakra. And come in here and say that, and see if you leave in one good condition, said the Kyuubi. Jiraiya snapped his finger in front of Naruto's face. I think I broke him. Oh, I'll come in there, but that's the last thing your furry ass want. I'll shove my boot so far up your ass that your tongue will be a grip. The only reason my tongue will have a grip is because I ate your legs. And I kept your shoes to chew on. You're obviously forgotten who the hell you're talking to, the Kyuubi said. Hey kid. Naruto's finally snapped back to the world of living, as Jiraiya shook him. What is it, Erosenin? I was in the middle of something with that inner furball, who was being an ass. Yeah, bitch at the Kyuubi later, we had work to do now. Try to channel your chakra same as you do the leaf and cut the waterfall. You can use the bridge over there as a stable point to stand on. By the way, who built that bridge, Naruto asked? We're in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I built it myself, Jiraiya said. That is why I needed some time. Who else would have built it, you brain dead ape? Asked the Kyuubi. He's the only one out here helping you train. I'm sick of your crap, Kyuubi. Be quiet and just go back to sleep. Jeez kid, calm down, Jiraiya said, tapping Naruto as the Kyuubi chuckled. Listen to him kid, calm down, as he kept on repeating those words. Mute, Naruto said. He sighed in relief when Kyuubi's voice was gone. I forgot I could do that. What the hell is up with him? He hasn't tried to provoke me like that forever. What the hell is up with him? Sorry about that, Erosenin. You were saying? Jiraiya frowned. He's already showing signs of the added demon chakra from the loosening of the seal. Maybe I should have waited after we finished his elemental training to do it. He shook his head. Alright kid. Get up there and get started on trying to split that waterfall. As Naruto jumped up there, as he pushed his chakra into the water, but he could feel the water overpowering a small amount of chakra. Jiraiya came up there with the umbrella. This could take years kid, he said. As Naruto simply smirked. Multi, should have clone jutsu as Jiraiya jumped off. I just want to try it before I make my clones do it. By the way, I have something else to do next as he jumped off. As Naruto sat on the water, as he closed his eyes. What you gonna do kid? I'm going to go into my mindscape so me and the fox can hash out our situation. That might not be such a good idea if it's mad at you kid, said Jiraiya. Why not? We've been at each other's throat before, but it blows over. As Naruto placed his hand together, but Jiraiya smacked it apart. Don't. Remember when I told you I was going to loosen the seal to give you better control, right? Well, the other night while you were asleep, I did it. Haven't you found yourself getting more angry easier? And more aggressive? Huh. I thought that puberty had finally caught up to me. You're telling me it's because the Kyuubi's chakra is linking up more steadily now. Jiraiya pulled Naruto's shirt up and showed that the seal was showing even though he wasn't doing anything. Your body is adjusting to the influx of demonic chakra. So right now it's really important for you to control your emotions. It's now far easier for you to lose control when you become more angry. You tried picking a fight with the Kyuubi a few minutes ago. I would have slapped you right then if I didn't think that it would make you more madder. If you're mad, learn how to channel that somewhere else. I see you're good at trash talk. Yeah, things like that can help. So you don't want me to go into my mindscape, at least not right now anyways. No, don't go in there for a while at least. Probably until your seal disappears from view. Now, while your clones are doing their thing, why don't you show me what you can do? As Naruto smirked, you do know I'm gonna take out a bit of aggression on you, don't you? And you do know I'm the strongest Konoha ninja, right? Naruto rolled his eyes. There's that S-rank superiority complex again. I can't wait till one of you gets schooled by some low-level ninja for me to laugh my ass off. Jiraiya simply chuckled. Well, it's not like I'm taking you lightly, Naruto. I've seen what you can do. No, that was then, this is now. Feel free to cut loose and hit me with your best shot. Are you sure? I mean, some of my stuff are really heavy. I mean, I could get you with a lucky shot, and you could be a goner. Well, if you actually manage to push me that hard, that just means I'm getting rusty. I need the ass kicking anyway. Now come on kid, you're still 10 years too young to beat me. As Naruto blurred away, Jiraiya quickly tilted his head to block a kick. Faster now, aren't we? Well, I've been training with Rock Lee and Guy for a while now. They said that I was slow and that kind of pissed me off. Well, the way they train is abnormal and unhuman. As Naruto pulled his leg from Jiraiya's arm and lashed out a punch that Jiraiya knocked down. As Naruto started to lash out at Jiraiya, while Jiraiya kept on blocking each and every attack. As Jiraiya got tired of dodging, as he punched Naruto right in the face. You're not faster than me, kid, so you can't overwhelm me with speed. So think smarter, he said. As Naruto created 3 clones and they all rushed at Jiraiya. As Jiraiya was impressed, they were all moving at perfect sync. Since one hit will dispel them, they were playing at low roll, trying to hit Jiraiya at sensitive spots. He also had them jumping, shouting and yelling. While this was a good way to distract most people, it also gave away the real Naruto, who was standing right there the entire time, right in front of Jiraiya, as he was keeping silent until he thought one of his clones had Jiraiya's attention for him to rush in. But unfortunately for Naruto, Jiraiya was still fast enough and stronger. As Jiraiya purposely turned his head, as the real Naruto dashed in a kick, Jiraiya quickly grabbed his foot, as he smashed him into one of the clones. As he threw him away, he then went through hand sign, Needle Jaizo, he said, as his hair grew out sharp and dispelled the other 2 clones. As Jiraiya let his hair return back to normal as he clapped his hands. That was nice kid, you made me use a jutsu. Well, since you show me yours, Naruto said. Thank you, Yuji-chan. Lightning release. Live wire jutsu. As the electric pulse started to rush towards Jiraiya from where Naruto touched the ground. Jiraiya leaped up in the air as he went through hand sign. Fire style, fire bullet. As Naruto jumped away. Wind release. Divine fist of the wind god. Jiraiya saw his coming and fired another fire bullet. As the 2 attacks collided and exploded. As Jiraiya rubbed his ear. As Jiraiya landed. You cleared the wax with that last explosion, he said. Huh, keep talking, Naruto said. Naruto dashed forward. Bring your worst, said Jiraiya, as he thrust kunais and shurikens. Jiraiya smirked and simply sidestepped them. Wind style, Naruto said. Violent wind palm. As Jiraiya simply dodged, but they were going after the shurikens as they went below it and pushed it back towards Jiraiya. As Naruto went through a few more hand signs, lightning release, lightning shuriken. The shuriken started to fire down bolts of lightning which he was forced to dodge. As he jumped out of the cutting electricity, as he had to duck a strike from Naruto. As Jiraiya grabbed him and threw him away. As Jiraiya went through hand sign, earth release, swamp of the underworld. As Naruto tried to jump, but he didn't make enough ground to clear the swamp. You think so? Wind release, wind bursts. As Naruto simply jumped on air and shot him way above the swamp. As Naruto was descending now as he pointed his fist towards Jiraiya, firing off two wind fist god. As Jiraiya had to jump away as two massive craters, the size of fists, indent into the ground. What the hell, kid? Where are you learning all these things? And who teach you lightning jutsus? Well, I knew most of them en route. I'm just starting to get them back. And there's a lot much more Naruto said. Gonzo teach me a few dangerous ones which I can't even master en route, but he hoped that I would get the hand of them one day. And let's just say, a cute girl in Kumo liked me enough to teach me a lightning jutsu or two. Yeah, kick his ass! As the two of them turned to see the clones, they had stopped trying to cut the waterfall and was just watching them. Apparently they were well entertained. As Naruto sweat dropped, as Jiraiya chuckled, really obedient clones you got there. Well, I do work them hard so I guess it's okay. He then turned to the clones. Who wants to see me kick Erosenin ass? A loud cheer went up except for one. Kick his ass, Erosenin. He always have us do all these craps while he fight. As Jiraiya grinned at the clone and gave him a thumbs up. As all the clones looked at him, including real Naruto. You, shut up, as Naruto dispelled him. As Jiraiya chuckled, what's wrong? You can't deny the fact that even you think I'm gonna kick your ass. Well, I can't be telling myself I'm gonna lose. As Naruto jumped at Jiraiya and brought down an axe kick. Jiraiya flashed behind him. As Naruto grabbed Jiraiya's hand from above, as he smirked, but Jiraiya jumped over him and kicked him in the stomach, forced him to let go. As Jiraiya walked over, as if I'm gonna make you keep a grip on me and throw me around like a 6-foot rag doll. I'm still physically stronger than you. Oh, I noticed. As Naruto quickly jumped to his feet, a Rasengan already in hand, shoving towards Jiraiya. I'll show you how it's done, kid, Jiraiya says he formed his own Rasengan. The two attacks clashed against each other, both chakra balls grinding forcefully against each other. Naruto held his ground as best he could, but he was being overpowered. Jiraiya then saw an evil smirk on Naruto's face as he overloaded his Rasengan with too much power, as the thing exploded, throwing the two of them off. As Naruto was thrown right into the waterfall. Picking himself up, he rushed towards Jiraiya, but Jiraiya turned to mud. He then saw the outdoor change, as he was in a pink, fleshy place. As Naruto tried to punch his way out, but his hand, it got sink in the wall, as he heard Jiraiya voice from outside. How do you like that, kid? As Naruto's legs started to sink in the ground. This is summoning Toad Mode Bind. There is no way out of this. It's the esophagus of the great fire-breathing mode Toad. So give up! Naruto sighed. Fine. You win. As it poofed away. As the clones were upset. Alright guys, I lose, so get back to work so next time I won't. As Jiraiya emerged from the trees. Good fight, kid. You didn't do too badly. I didn't even lay a finger on you. Even my double-edged move didn't do anything. Well, I am an S-rank ninja, and I told you what was going to happen. You're good, but not that good. You have way more jutsu than I thought you would though. Naruto started to walk away. I guess I'll join my clones working the waterfall. Oh, now you're all dejected. What happened to vent out some of your frustration on me? I guess you finally learned. There is no one better than the great Toad Sage Jiraiya. As Naruto created many more clones surrounding Jiraiya. Jiraiya smirked, yeah. Like a bunch of brats are gonna beat me up. Harem Jutsu, Naruto said. In a poof of smoke, there was all nude, blonde woman hanging all around him. As it was too much for Jiraiya to handle. As blood exploded out of his nose that sent him sailing away. As Naruto seemed to chuckle to himself. Time skip. 2 weeks later. It has been 2 weeks as the clones start to make progress in cutting the water. As Naruto has convinced his mindscape seeing that the seal is still on his stomach even when he's not channeling chakra to it, as he listened to Jiraiya's advice. As he told Jiraiya his interest about Fuin Jutsu, saying that he wanted to know about his seal as well, as Jiraiya started to teach him in it. Jiraiya had left him at training spot, as he went to the town to get sealing supplies. As it was currently night, as Naruto was sitting by the waterfall, Naruto Uzumaki. As Naruto turned to see a boy, standing in a tree, roughly his age. He had pale skin, short black hair and black eyes. "Is Jiraiya of the Sun around?" the boy asks. Naruto scoffed. "If he was here, you wouldn't even be this close. Who are you? What do you want? And why shouldn't I kill you?" "I am here for Danzo-sama. He has been wanting to get in contact with you for quite some time now." As a boy, both slightly. "I have been given the name Sai for this assignment." As Naruto decided to test Sai, so Danzo Jiji decided to send one of his gay man to come and test me, telling me he needs some more girl en route. I am tired of walking around Sashi's fest. Sai didn't even blink at all. "Fine, I believe you," Naruto said. "So tell me, what's the message?" Danzo-sama said that you're no longer one of his tools. You were extremely useful during your time under him, but you're too risky now. Besides, you cannot fit in back anyway. "I figured that," Naruto said. "I can't just disappear back in the HQ now. I was too out in the open. It's too high of a gamble now for him to have me." "So what does this mean?" Naruto said. "Am I a loose end? And did he try to send you to kill me?" "I am incapable of bringing you down, Uzumaki. I was simply dispatched to bring you Danzo-sama messages. You are by no means expendable. You carry his teachings deep inside of you. He just cannot meet you himself. But you still have a teaching that Konoha come first. Everything we do is for Konoha. To that end, he said that you must grow stronger and protect our home. The foundation of the great tree will always be rooted inside of you, Uzumaki. But Danzo-sama does have one last thing for you. He's certain that you will be able to complete it." "One last mission, huh? Well, what the hell, one more for our old time's sake. I owe the old cripple that for a lease." "Danzo-sama wants you to do all that is in your power to become Hokage." Naruto's eyes widened. "He wants me to become Hokage? I thought that was his thing. Why does he want me to do it?" "He has not truly given up, but Danzo-sama is getting old, Uzumaki. He said that the death of Hiruzen Sarutobi, the last Hokage, showed him his own mortality. He is well aware that he will probably die before the opportunity for him to take the seat appears again. You are the closest thing to an apprentice that he has. He has shown you his ways of working. He has shown you what he could about the system of the village. With you in power, he knows that Konoha will have a Kage that will do whatever is necessary." "But why me though?" Naruto said. "Couldn't he have just trained someone for something like this?" "Who else will suffice? Even though you have Danzo-sama teaching, no one knows of it. He could never train someone and send him into the world. There will be too much suspicions. You already have the backing of some of the big political head. The entire country of Kami no Kuni see you as a hero, and you are quite close to the current Hokage. And the children of the Kazekage and the current Raikage favor you. You already put yourself in this position." "Me?" the Hokage Naruto said as he looked at his hands. "Uzumaki, where there is light, there is shadow. Shinobis must be able to sacrifice oneself. Closing your eyes to the sunlight, distinguishing yourself in the shadows. That is a true form of a ninja. But that is not your destiny, Uzumaki. You are the leaf that is going to bathe in the sun, and I am the root in the dark." As Sai didn't stop before walking away, "You have the full support of Danzo-sama and Root. We will be in touch, Uzumaki. Do not worry about that. We will not disappear." And with that, Sai gave Naruto a fake smile and vanished. Naruto Uzumaki, the 6th Hokage of Konoha. Well, that would look good in a history book. But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want the next part of this, I know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications they posted. But I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.